Hey, it's Andrew Huang, and today we are joined by Anthony Dickens for a special episode of Weird Gear. Weird Gear! With the circle guitar.
I call it a rhythm machine. Basically, it's a self-strumming guitar which changes how you interact with an instrument everyone's very familiar with.
Can you give us a walkthrough of all the features that make it unique? I mean, I'm seeing the spinning mechanism, There's the buttons, there's the faders, there's two outputs or more.
Yeah, so, I mean, the core of it, this wheel, these are we call them mag picks, little magnetic picks. This is just a really thick kind of fishing wire, and you've got faders for each string so you can turn them on and off, and they come out through this kind of multi-channel output. It's kind of a Limo pickup. There's actually like 19 pins in there.
Yeah. But it breaks out
CV
into like 6/4 inches
exactly,
or something?
Yeah, exactly. Or they can sum through a 1/4 inch jack. So you can either bang it into your usual setup and everything, all 6 strings come out of here, but they go through the faders, or you can keep them all separate and put them into your DAW or into a Euro rack. And then this one is this is where you get the MIDI and the power from. So I've got 2-way MIDI in and out and 24 volts.
Now what about all of these buttons?
Basically this is a MIDI controller. These are totally mappable. What I've set up is, this is basically play next scene. So if you keep pressing this one,
cool. Let's
press that button and go. So this is currently, like, you can see it's got a little rhythm going on.
Yeah.
It's got a speed controller. And obviously, the faster it goes, it can't do the stopping and starting now.
Is that all tempo synced or linear here?
What we've got here is the guitar's reading the clock, and then we've got a ratio put on top of that. We call it revolutions per bar. So if I've got a clock speed of 100, I can then have it rotating once a bar, twice a bar, 3 times a bar.
How do you know that the pick is going to be in position at the right time? Because I could imagine, if this is just an inch off, then the whole thing is.
So this is what's cool about using Ableton is the way I'm controlling it. I've got 64 notes on the keyboard, which equate to 64 positions of that wheel. So I can actually program it so that you can rest the pick on a string before going again.
Cool.
And you get these amazing shuffly rhythms, which I just discovered by accident. I was like, oh shit.
Okay, wait, can we try that right now?
Yeah, this is kind of, it's sort of doing well.
Yeah.
So if I go in here, I can show you how it moves up and down. And if I move it around, look how that's stopping, it's changing around. So what you've got is it's going to position, going to position, going to position, going to position, but then occasionally I will add a little MPE thing which will spin and do a kind of different rhythm. So look here, you see these kind of... Let me show you the sort of thing you can, like this, you can kind of go... that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's quite fun, sort of almost trying to do classic kind of rhythms.
With the MPE automation that you're drawing, you're temporarily increasing the speed of the wheel in this particular case.
If I put in a curve here, you can see I've got this sort of speed changing thing going on here. So if I hit this one. Let's play with this. So this is what I really love about it. Hold a chord down. So this is a kind of arpeggiator effect. Yeah. Move it around. Just start using 2 hands.
I do have to say, I'm not understanding how you're plucking individual strings. Where is that?
So that's a good question. Here we go. All of the audio is going back through into Ableton, and the setup basically is you make a drum rack, and on that drum rack I've got 6 keys, and in that I've got a instrument rack, and in there I've got an expression control, and then I basically use filter or an EQ mapped to the expression control so that when I draw a note in Ableton, it'll open up the gate.
So all the strings are always being strummed,
yes,
but you're able to isolate them because of the hexaphonic pickup.
Yep.
But through Ableton, you're able to bring out just individual strings from how you program those MIDI clips.
And the reason why it sounds good is because the wheel, because it's turning and you've got real control over that, when you open the string, you can open it just as it's been plucked or even just after to give a different quality of the sound. The other amazing, powerful thing about Ableton is you can have multiple channels going. So I can have all the strings going into 3 of these tracks. I can have one open as a drone. I can have one doing a kind of rhythm, occasionally just maybe doing a hit every now and again. So you can actually have like what sounds like 3 guitars going through different effects and different kind of amp modelers, if that's what you want to use, to get this amazingly massive sound in one take.
Yeah.
So look, I can some attack and release.
That's so cool.
Or I can change the filter type. I can add an LFO.
Ooh, there's so many.
It's like
so many new techniques that open
This is
up.
the trouble, like to explain it to somebody, it usually they just go, what? There's too much to take on board, you know?
I mean, it's like I have to learn the instrument again in some way because I'm not typically a player that does a lot of right-hand fretting, but then also when you know, if you can come up with all these much more extended chord shapes and just let the strumming happen here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, then, you know, you get into, then you can program that, you know, the strings are going on and off in different patterns and things. You know, it is a new kind of instrument and you do have to learn to play it a little bit. You can just put it, I hang it on the wall, I press go, I tune it differently, and then you do that kind of arpeggiated thing and you just get these insane techno type, really atonal things going.
Yeah, I would love to try that, to just use it sort of like a fully electronic instrument almost.
Yeah, just stick it in there. There's my little fret wrap thing. So here are my 6 strings. What do you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, let's get one string distorted, another string spacey. Oh, and EQing an individual string.
Yeah.
That's so fun. That's blowing my mind that you just have like all 6 strings going, but you can have as many tracks as you want.
Absolutely.
Muting them for moments.
All right, I'll tell you what we haven't got. We've not got like some fat bass going on yet.
You want to pitch shift some?
Pitch, filter and pitch. The velocity controls the pitch.
That's wild.
Nice.
So wait. We pull this off now.
Pick it up and play it, come on.
Yeah.
One of the things that's kind of cool is that just let it open, like just find these little, also.
Oh my goodness, what? Pressing it against the pickup is such a strange.
Nice. Got a bit of square pusher going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could do this for a long time. Wow. In terms of your guitar background, I'm imagining you're not a purist.
No. Yeah, look, you know, my first love was Jimi Hendrix. Like, you know, I found smash hits in my dad's record collection when I was 13 years old, and I listened to nothing for 2 years other than Jimi Hendrix. And then Radiohead's album, you know, OK Computer, and that was Ed is like the #1 first customer. So that, you know, it just totally blows my mind that kind of, you know,
yeah, no, that's
all these years
amazing.
of dreaming about this stuff, and it's sort of kind of gone round into that, you know, full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Sorry.
Okay, well, can we move to pedal world?
Absolutely.
We're gonna try and see how max speed feels here. Super cool. So we kind of looked at the producer mode of this, where the guitar is going into Ableton and Ableton is controlling the guitar, but there's also kind of a simplified version, maybe you'd say, where just using a pedal that sends MIDI, we can control the speed of the guitar.
So when you're playing something, it can be kind of, you're building tension.
Ebbs and flows, yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's not going fast enough. You want it to go fast, and you can hold that back, and then you can release it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, yeah, thanks for showing this to us. It's an incredible creation. Circle guitar. We will be linking it in the video description. And thank you guys for watching.
Some people do get quite upset about, why, what are you doing this for?
Yeah, I don't think any 6-year-old's going to go to a guitar lesson and say, I'm not strumming anymore.
I'm so done with that.